In the ancient times, people lived as one with the natural world. Daily situations were presented in which we were reminded of the impermanence of life and the interconnection of all beings that take part in it. There were daily situations that evoked humility. Humility to a power greater than the individual, and yet including it. This power was heard by the intuitives of that time. The great law of the cosmos was taught and received in a direct transmission. It was received in a social and cultural environment in which the very word culture was not existing. There was no distinction between the human and natural world, and the cosmic transmission of the great law found fertile ground in community. These teachings have been transmitted from mother to daughter, from father to son, from elder to initiate, from master to disciple. Some of these teachings found their way through lore around the fire. Others lived on through song and dance. Yet others survived through rituals. Lore, song, and ritual were repeated over and over again, passed on through generations, centuries, millennia. The oldest living traditions we know of today are the nearly extinct indigenous cultures like the Australian Aboriginal people, some Native American tribes, and African people. However, on the Indian subcontinent, we find an extremely detailed and well-preserved tradition that is unbroken and fully alive since many thousands of years. The ancient Vedic teachings have been mainly transmitted through mantra and recitation. The so-called ancient scriptures that are the Vedas and the Upanishads in fact weren't scriptures for a very long time. The oldest Vedas started to be written down only after over a millennium of unbroken oral transmission. The Vedas are called Shruti, which means they were heard. Shruti means heard. It is said they were heard directly from the source, but also they were heard through the voice of the Guru. They were orally transmitted, and so were the mythic stories from indigenous cultures. And so were the songs and all the other ways of spiritual transmission and continuation of lineage. They were originally orally transmitted. In India, this unbroken oral tradition goes back to at least 3,500 years. And with this, it is the oldest well-organized, unbroken spiritual tradition that we know of today. It is called Guru Shishya Parampara, literally the Guru-disciple unbroken lineage. This exists still today, and the system brings great emphasis on the exact pronunciation and even intonation of what is recited. Memory and repetition were always key to protect and maintain this sacred knowledge. And thus, these lineages gathered power over millennia. True masters, but at least as much through students, loyal and faithful students. This is how they survived, through tons of respect for the path and the Guru. They survived through devotion. Devotion poured into patterns of sound. They survived through devotional sound.